Hey YouTube, it's Alex. Sorry I look like crap. It's 10:30 in the morning and I'm usually asleep, but I just got back from my ultrasound. I wasn't going to make a video about it, but it just went so great that I just have to talk about it and then have my complete update for my week over tomorrow. So it'll be a different video. So we just got back, and it went really good. I was crossing my fingers that I wouldn't get like a horrible technician that, you know, that I've heard that can happen. And she wasn't like fantastical, but she wasn't bad either. She gave us only one good picture of him, and she didn't even give us a picture of his wee-wee, which makes me really sad, but oh well. My husband and I were there, and that's all that matters. Now, if he wasn't there, then I would be devastated. But, it was just hilarious because I had to get up 2 hours early, and I'm not a morning person, and I didn't sleep very well last night. And, I forgot to start my timer. And so I had to drink a ton of water within 2 hours, and I accidentally woke up a half an hour late, so I only drank an hour and a half worth. And I lost the paper of like how much I was supposed to drink, so I just kept chugging and chugging and chugging and chugging. And like we're like 10 minutes away, and I finally had the urge to have to go pee really, really bad. So I thought that was pretty funny. And it was really uncomfortable. The ultrasound was, even though it was so worth what I went through to see him and see how he acted and this and that, it was painful because I had to pee so bad, and she was pushing really, really, really hard on me, and that kind of made me nervous because sometimes I would be like, "Urgh." But anyways, so we get there, and exactly right at 8 o'clock, we were like the only people there. Right at 8 o'clock, she has Alexandria. So I go, yay, and me and Paul go back there, and I'm like running ahead of my husband. He's all walking off slow, and I'm like jogging because it was like down the hall. And we go in there, and she like, you know, she puts this really warm gel on me. Thank God it wasn't hot. And she starts, and she didn't even show me the baby right away. She shows me my cervix, which was cool looking because I don't think I've ever really paid attention to my cervix. And she showed me his head. She measured his head like 6 times, so I hope I don't have to worry about that, but it looks pretty healthy. She measured everything. She showed me everything. His kidneys, his lungs, his liver, I think. I'm not sure. She showed me a lot of organs and everything. To me, I'm not a doctor or anything, and I know they can't tell me if it's healthy or not, or if the baby's healthy or not. So I just like, you know, was calm, and I didn't ask her questions because it said on the paper they gave us for the appointment not to ask many questions. So I was just mainly listening to her, even though I wanted to ask 1,000 questions. I just didn't want to bug her because she seems like a woman like you don't want to bug. That's the impression I got from her. She wasn't mean, and she wasn't very talkative. She was kind of like a stern woman, so I just let her do her thing. I only asked her like 3 questions. I took a really long time for her to look at his privates, and he was curled up in a ball, so his legs were right by his face, and I'll show you the picture that demonstrates that. And she scared the hell out of me and Paul, let me tell you that. Because she goes, oh, I think I see girl parts. She goes, yeah, it's a girl. I go, what? And I go, no. And she goes, why is that not supposed to be? And I go, well, we were told that it was a boy, and I had to explain to her that we had she's like, you already had an ultrasound? Are you high-risk pregnancy? And I go, oh, no, no, no. We just had this ultrasound so late that we wanted to find out instantly, so we did this thing where they just did the gender. It wasn't an anatomy scan or anything, and they said they were 90% it was a boy. And my mother-in-law already bought boy stuff, and my family's buying boy stuff. We started buying boy stuff. And she's like, oh, and that's all she said. I was like, so we're having a girl? Like, I wanted to confirm it. And she goes, I'm not positive because the way he's positioned. I'm going to have to come back and look. So for like the next like 25 minutes, I was thinking, are we having a girl or are we having a boy? And when she said girl, I thought about my sister, because my sister wanted us to have a girl really bad. Because I have nieces, but my nieces are her daughters, and she really wants a niece of her own. She only has nephews. So I thought of her instantly. And then, like, she started looking at the organs. She showed us his heart. His heart had the 4 chambers, and you can see the 4 chambers, and his heart was just pumping. And this ultrasound was great. You can see, like, every detail. Nothing looked blurry. Nothing looked smudged. It looked clear as day, and even Paul can really see. One of my favorite things that Dante did was you could see him literally, physically going, you can see his jaw moving up and down. I go, is he drinking my fluid? And she goes, yep, that's exactly what he's doing. And I thought it was so cute to see him drinking, you know. And he just, my son just looked gorgeous. He looked beautiful. And yes, I said son because at the very end she ended up, she had to, like, I had to move around on my sides, and she didn't, like, shake him, but she was, like, pushing really hard to get him to move. And he finally spread out his entire body, so, which is funny because when she was measuring his head, at first when he was curled up, she would have it really close to my belly button. And then when he spread out and he finally wasn't in the ball, she went all the way, like, up by my rib cage. So I thought that was funny. And he finally opened his legs, and she goes, finally, that little bugger. And you can, I wish she gave us a picture. I don't know why she didn't give us a picture. But you can see his testicles, and they're big. And then you can see his wiener sticking out. So you can definitely see it was a boy. Wish you gave me a picture, because you would definitely say that as a boy in the picture, because the last picture we got when I was 18 weeks, it's just a dot, and it's not even worth putting up on the internet. But this time, you can definitely see his testicles and definitely see his penis. So we're having a boy. She scared us, and it just went really well. Even though, like, I wish she was more talkative and nice, I'm just thankful she wasn't a bitch. Oh, a B-I-T-C-H. Sorry. I said in my last video I'm working on that, and I really am. So, it just went great. Sorry my desk is really messy. I have a huge cleaning day ahead of me, because we're leaving tomorrow night. Let me show you. Okay, this is face, but you can't, it's just blurry. Like, even though we saw him amazingly in the ultrasound, she just took really bad pictures. Okay, this is the picture I was talking about. There's his legs, his foot, or I don't know if that's his foot. I think it's actually longer. But there's his knee, and then his rest of his leg, his nose, and his little mouth, and his head, and his back, and his tummy. So it's a great picture. Me and Paul love that picture. But the rest of it is, like, bad. You can see that's his spine and his rib cage and his face. But I'm going to go now. There's perfect timing because my mother-in-law's calling me. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 23 week update. Okay, bye guys.